Hi, I'm reading from my novel, Boston Brahmin'S Widdow. The characters and events in this novel are fictional. Chapter 8. The pattern of my life in recent years has been a few months in England and a few in India. The weather has become extremely hot in Calcutta. The air conditioners in my house are functioning like clockwork, but failing to cool the heat of May. This uncomfortable existence prompts me to plan a trip back to England's green and pleasant land. How about an evening together? I asked Jobba, who is still grieving over John. Even 2 years after our erstwhile leader's death, Jobba is still very much a widow. An evening with Jobba doesn't mean her coming to my place or me going to hers. She has that extreme sensitivity about what others may think if her behavior contravenes the mores of widowhood. The recital of Tagore's music at the Academy of Fine Arts and with it a dance drama, Chandalika, the story of an untouchable girl falling in love with a caste Hindu and the tragic end of her life, becomes Jobba's choice for our rendezvous. Jobba has a particular fascination for this story. While she was living in Paris, an African man's attachment to her moved her deeply. But that is only a hearsay, because Jobba never confided to anyone about the African. Jobba was living alone in Paris because John had too many political commitments in India at the time. Something was obviously souring their relationship. Perhaps his philandering was getting her down. Absence makes one's heart grow fonder, so everyone thought was the reason for their experiment. The reality was something different. She wanted to get away from it all. His politics, the skullduggery, and the constant stream of political meetings for which he often had to go away for weeks at a time. And he was never short of female admirers. The newspapers played their part as well. The pictures of beautiful starlets standing next to him with admiring eyes revealed everything she suspected. During that gloomy period, Jobba often compared herself to Jacqueline Kennedy. Once when she was round, she confessed to me the tragedy of her life. Yet she was pregnant once, and it all went wrong. The 70s were the heady days of the Naxalite movement, inspired by young boys like them to start a revolution. There were killings everywhere. The boys, the landowners, the police. No one was spared. Although John was deeply committed to the student movement and some of his close associates joined the Naxalites, he didn't support their cause. His inner desire to determine the true path of freeing people from opposition was absorbing every minute of his life as he was traveling incessantly to different parts of the country. Right in the middle of it, Jobba became pregnant, which he considered a great misfortune because it was totally unplanned. To make matters worse, the baby didn't succeed in finding a place in the mother's womb. The new life lodged itself in the fallopian tube and had to be surgically removed. After the tragic incident, Jobba was gravely ill, and for months she had to stay in hospital. John's friends were highly critical of him at the time. Everyone knew that while she was gloomily spending her days in a hospital bed, he was addressing large crowds in different cities and towns, and no doubt having fun with his admirers. After months of care given to her by her parents and some dedicated hospital nurses, Jobba was on the road to recovery. Alas, there was more in store for her. She was soon given the most tragic news of her life, that she would never be able to bear the fruit of her husband's love. Halfway through the performance of Chandalika, I became restless, although Jobba seems reluctant to leave the dance drama. "Shall we stay a little longer?" she asks. A desire is flickering at the corner of her eyes as if she wanted to stay on and at the same time go with me. We come out of the Academy of Fine Arts. She wants to buy a CD for someone and I expect her choice to be straightforward, for she likes Tiggle's music. The shop owner, much to my irritation, crowds her with too many options. Would you like one? She asked me, to curb my restlessness. Sadly, my CD player is packed up, I said to her. I should have had it repaired or got a new one, but I am far too lazy. Moreover, music seems to disturb my train of thought. John was the same, she says, with his tinge of affection. Often he asked me to turn down the music because it gave him sleepless nights. At least one train I share with John. I say to her with a relish, shall you go to Trinker's? Trinker's with its live music will be noisy, she says, and I agree. When your desire is to know your companion a little better, tranquility helps. We settle down at the Waldorf. Not many diners are crowding the place, and the ambience is appropriate for a romantic evening. Chicken chow mein, sweet and sour fish, and 2 Pepsis we order. Before the arrival of the Chinese delicacies, she opens her bag and brings out a beautifully wrapped CD full of romantic Rabindra Sangeet. Twice before it happened to me in my life that a woman gave me a CD, and on both those occasions my love ended in a cul-de-sac. As my relationship with Jobba is about to spread its wings, any negative thought, I realize, should be driven away. To derail my mind from meandering down memory lane, I ask her about her family, her brothers and sisters, and she does the same. Then we expand our conversation to include close friends and touch upon those against whom we have previously never dared to make any critical remark. I soon realize we are chatting like husband and wife. Perhaps that is exactly what she misses after John's death. Of course, I parted from my wife a long time ago. Yes, there were other women in my life since, but a honeybee moving from one flower to the next never cares for the spread of pollen. Sex played such a major role in all my temporary relationships that this sprouting of interdependence between us, this searching for emotional security, is a new experience for me. Perhaps happily, or perhaps sadly, testosterone no longer creates havoc with my life, nor does the preoccupation with taking my companion to bed drive me crazy. Yes, we are searching for something different, truly different. We are trying to replace our lost spouses with each other, which is never an easy task. Thank you.